Greetings, I'm Doc V, and today I would like to speak with you about discipline in the home. I was watching the news recently, and again, young black males were picked up for robbing cars, vandalizing neighborhoods, stealing guns, and it's really hurtful when I try to talk and speak a positive message and I see what my own people are doing. Where does it start? It starts in the home. It starts with discipline or the lack of discipline in the home. My dad could tell us to do something one time, and he got it done. He established that early. My dad would call me, Vaughn! I'd be hovering a foot off the ground. He said, Land, I need you to go out and mow the grass. Before he got S out in grass, zoom, I was starting the lawnmower up. My dad didn't play. My mom, she disciplined us a little bit. She would get upset and then just go off real quick. Maybe pop us in the head or get a switch, a belt to hit us and get over there and, and it was over with. Before we even knew what hit us, it was over with. But my dad, I'll never forget his famous words, terrorizing words. He would lean over real quietly, whether in church or in school or at the park, or just he didn't like the way you talk to your mother. And he would say, that's a whooping. Oh my God. When my dad said that was a whooping, he never wrote a check that didn't cash. You didn't know if it was coming at 3 o'clock in the morning, if he's going to snatch you coming in the door from church, or if he was going to catch you the next day. You got that whooping. Mom loved us, and she nurtured us, and she cared for us. I can remember one time during Christmas when it was snowing. There was snow all over the neighborhood. People's porches were just covered with a foot of snow. And I said, you know what, Mom, Dad, I'm going to go out and I'm going to make some money. I'm going to shovel snow. I couldn't have been more than, had to be less than 11 because we moved away from that house when I was 11 years old. So I had to be 9, 10 years old. They said, okay. So Dad let me take the shovel. I put some boots on. And I went down the street and I saw this house, and the house had a foot of snow on the porch, and I knocked on the door and I said, sir, I'll shovel your porch off for pay. And he said, okay, shovel the porch. And I remember shoveling. I'm a 9, 10-year-old boy, and I'm shoveling, and my feet are getting cold, and I had my gloves on, but my fingers were getting cold. And I'm just shoveling and shoveling, trying to get the snow off, and there was some ice, and Dad showed me how to hit the ice and break that off. Anyway, I finished the driveway, and the man paid me. This was back 1,000 years ago. I mean, I'm exaggerating, but just some few dollars. I don't know, $5, $8 and change. I don't know what it was. And I got home. I was freezing, and I put my money down, and I said, Mama, I made some money. And Mom was like, my baby, you went out and worked and made some money. And Mom came and hugged me, and I'm like, what's going on here? Just give me some heat, let me warm up. Sat me down, took my socks off, put my feet up, brought me some soup and some dessert. And then said, my baby went out and worked. You went out and worked for somebody and made some money. And they were just fussing over it. And I didn't realize it then, but I realized it later that they were trying to teach work ethic and to be strong and to go out and make that money and to work hard and be proud of what you've accomplished. And I'll never forget that. I was telling my students one day, I said, let me share with you the worst whooping I ever got. And let me tell you something about it. I said, I don't even remember it. It's the worst whooping I ever got, and I don't remember it. Well, how can you get a whooping and you don't remember it? Well, let me tell you the story. My mom was upset. Vaughn, I'm tired of you go out and get me a switch. I'm going to whoop your tail. So I went out and found the weakest, most pitiful branch you ever wanted to see. Came in, going through my act, Mom. And Mom took the switch and she hit me on the legs twice, and the thing broke in half. And I'm like going through my act, oh, it didn't hurt. I didn't even feel it. When your dad gets home, and all of a sudden Dad came home, 6'3", 223. come busting the door. What's going on? And my mom was like, well, Vaughn did this, and I told him to do this, and he did it. And I was like, oh, boy. Dad looked at me, and he said, boy, he said, give me that switch. Dad picked up the rest of the piece of the switch, and he went to swing it to hit my legs, and the thing broke again into a third piece. He said, what is this? He threw it down, and he walked to the kitchen. We were in the kitchen. He walked to the kitchen, opened up the kitchen drawer, grabbed the knife out of the kitchen drawer, and I'm like, whoa. He busted through the back screen, and he was walking out toward the woods, toward the weeded area. Grabbed the tree branch, and he started bending the tree branch, and took the knife, and he started cutting. I'm watching this whole thing. I'm like, Dad, no. I'm like, no. He cut it with the knife, and then he took it and he started pulling the smaller branches off. And then he was walking back to the house, whipping it through the air, testing it. Woo, 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 woo. And I'm watching this whole thing. I'm like, ah. As God is my witness, I don't remember what happened after that. Had you scared, didn't I? I believe I passed out. And maybe they laughed about it because I remember waking up in the bed, or I don't remember what happened after that. That was traumatizing. But getting to my point, there were some whippings that I do remember. Don't remember that one. Getting to my point though, Dad was a tough task master. He made sure that we were accountable at school. We didn't fool around with our books and our studies. He made sure that we were disciplined. When he told us to do something one time, that was it. You were not arguing with Dad. You might did it slow with Mom and hesitated a little bit, but Dad set the rules of that household. So many of our children have not had that discipline. Either single parent homes, or Dad was just there half the time doing his thing, and the kids didn't get that discipline, that example, the consequences when you do something wrong, to let you know the cause and effect. So these young boys that are out robbing houses and robbing cars and stealing and vandalizing people, they didn't have that discipline, or they wouldn't do that. If they had that discipline and example, they would be positive contributors to society. But for some reason, they're not. And then when I see what happens with these young men, and they feel like, you know, this is my life, I'm doing what I want to do, but it affects me. It affects all of us. Because sometimes we get typecast and stereotyped. Well, here's another one. Well, there's he. Some people ask me, well, why you dress up at work, and you got a tie on and suits, and you sharpen. I said, I'm trying to be professional. I'm trying to be an example. We've got kids in my school. We've got about 30-40% white, 25-30% black, and then the rest of them is Asian, Hispanic, Latinos, Indians. And I am trying to represent myself and my people and my family in a positive light. I can't change everybody, and I can't move everyone with my stories and my examples and my experiences. But you know what? I'm meeting somebody. I'm influencing someone. Someone is listening to me, because every once in a while when I become discouraged, a young man that I taught, I've been teaching for over 25 years, a young man that I taught 5, 10, 15 years ago will find me and come to the school and show me, hey, I'm married now. This is what I do. Even some of them picked up the guitar, started playing it because I know I play. And they said, I just want to thank you. And I just wanted to come and see you. I just wanted you to see how I'm doing. And I thank you for how you helped me when I was in school. What we do and the love that we show to these young people, they feel it and they know when it's sincere, they know when it's real. And it plants a seed in their lives, and that seed can go on and blossom and grow. We need more seed planters. We need more men that are going to be there for these younger men and be examples for them. Because if we don't, they're going to fall by the wayside. They're going to be lost. Anyway, my dad is in heaven now, and my mom followed him about 15, 20 years later. And I plan on making it. And I plan on seeing those heavenly hosts that went on before me. That's what I believe. Life doesn't end here. But while we're here, we need to make the best of it, and we need to train up a child in the way they should go. And as the scripture said, they won't depart from it. They might sway away from it a little bit, but they're going to come back to what we taught them. So I came back to what my dad taught me, and that's to be strong, disciplined, and never give up. I'm Doc V, and I'll see you next time.